Hey guys, welcome back. Sorry, I got bumped off the call, but we're almost done here. Okay, so 11, it looks like that would have to be 20 degrees, right? Now it says, sorry, I would recopy this if I had room, but I'm going to have to just erase this and do number 12. So I'm going to erase this. Question number 12. If ABE is 64, so ABE is 64. Now I already see something interesting. There's one arc here and one arc here. So that means I know something right off the bat. I know that this is 32 and this is 32, right? Because the two arcs are equal. If two things are equal to each other, then this line must have cut it in half. If I cut an apple in half and I notice both sides are exactly the same, I definitely cut it in half. Both sides are the same. So now they're asking, what's the measure of DBE? DBE. So that's, we came up our answer, 32. 32 degrees. Okay. Question number 13 says GBH. Okay, so now I'm over here. GBH is 28. So there's two arcs on that. That's 28. There's two arcs here, so I know that's 28. What is the measurement of GBC? So GBC. So this is 28, and this is also 28. So the whole thing is just 28 plus 28. So that'd be 56 degrees. Okay. Last one. It says point K is located at 7 on a number line. If coordinate L is at 23. Okay, so let's do that. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Okay, so if I had a number line here, okay, there's my number line. It says point K is located at 7 and point L is located at 23. JK is equal to KL. Okay, so that must mean that K J must be over here, right? J must be over here because JK is equal to KL. All right. So to get from 23 to 7, I subtracted, let's see how much I subtracted. 23 minus 7 is 16. So I subtracted 16. So in order to get the same amount backwards, I'm going to subtract 16 again. So 7 minus another 16 is negative 12. Okay, so that's what I think my answer is. Point J would be at negative 12. Okay. J would be at negative 12. So let's look at that again. Maybe my number line isn't long enough, or maybe it's too long. So let me start over on this number line. It was looking good. All right, J is negative 12. If I add 16, I get to 4. Wait, no, that's not right. Oh, 23. So let's check our work. 23 minus, this was at 7. So 23 minus 7 is 16. So this was 7 plus another 16 bunny hops. I get 23. So what number, maybe negative 12 isn't right. I got to do what number plus 16 bunny hops would get me 7. So let's do that. So now I'm at 7, and I want to go backwards. Minus 16, I get -9. Yep, that sounds right. Okay, so I changed my answer, -9, because I double-checked my work. So -9 plus 16 is 7, and 7 plus 16 is 23. So definitely point J would be -9. All right, good job. Now let's go to the next section. So it says, reviewing our basic construction. So this is just kind of a short review. I'm not sure if there's questions like this on the test, but we always want to review this. We had words angle bisector, which is when you take an angle and you chop it in half, okay? Perpendicular bisector, all right? That's when you take a line and you chop it in half, but very specifically chop it in half at a 90. Okay, then that's perpendicular bisector. Then it says any geometric figure can be constructed with, so that's important too, a compass and a straight edge. Those are the two things to make these constructions. Okay, so there were 4 constructions that we learned. One was copy a line segment, right, which 15 they're having us do. The next one was cut the line in half. That's the perpendicular bisector. Another one was copy an angle. And the last one was cut the angle in half, which is also called the angle bisector. There it is. Okay. So to walk you through the steps, there were 3 steps, I think, to each of these. Here you just put a point and you used a straight edge. You called that X. And then I opened up my compass. So I kind of have my compass open here. It kind of looks like this. And I kind of measure how open it is. And then I move my compass over here. So now my compass is laying right here. And I make an arc. So I'm using my compass to measure, and I make an arc. And anytime I cross lines, I label that. So I'm going to call that Y. And essentially, I've done it. I copied this line segment here, ST, over here to XY. Now they said, construct a perpendicular bisector. So I kind of got ahead of myself. I'm going to erase and start over. The step to do a perpendicular bisector was also pretty easy. I take my compass and I make sure to open my compass a little bit bigger than half. I got to make sure I'm opening my compass a little bigger than half. And then I make an arc at the top and an arc at the bottom. Okay? Now I don't necessarily have to make it in this middle section. So let me actually switch to my, wow, it's starting to storm here really loudly. So I make an arc here at the top, and then I can just make it down here at the bottom, okay? And now the next step, I want to do it to both sides, keeping my compass the same. So that's my next arc. Notice I have identified 2 points. So I'm going to call that W and X, just my next few letters. And my last step would be to take my straight edge and connect these lines. Notice the green line does make a 90-degree angle, and it cuts UV in half. All right, now let's look at 17 and 18. So it says copy an angle. So how do we copy an angle? Our steps were, we take a straight edge and we just make a line here, and we pick a point on here. It doesn't matter where we put it, and I'll call that X. Now step 2, I want to take my compass. So here's my compass. I'm going to lay one end of my compass here, and here's my compass, the other end here, and I'm going to make an arc. And I have to make sure I cross both rays, okay? So let's switch to my pencil. Make an arc, make sure to cross both rays. Now notice I crossed, so I'm going to label these A and B. Now keeping my compass the same size. So notice how my compass was about this far open. I'm going to mimic that here and make an arc from there with the compass the same size. So I made this green arc, and now I'm going to make the same arc. Yeah, the same arc I made AB, I'm going to make here on over line X. Now I'm going to use my compass and open it this amount, measuring how far away how far away AB is. And then I'm just going to move my compass over here and use my compass to make that arc so that I can figure out how far away AB is and mimic it over on this side. Ooh, but I forgot a step. I need to probably call this Y. Okay, so from Y, from AB, I kind of measured how far that was, and then I mimic that here. Okay, now my last step, I'm just going to take my straight edge and connect this line. And so let's see what I've done here. I've copied this angle to this angle. So I'm going to call that Z. Those two angles look pretty close. Now let's do a bisector. And our notes here actually summarize that work, right? So to do a bisector, I make an arc. So I use my compass to make an arc across both rays. Then notice identifying these two cross sections. So I'll call this M and N. And what I'm doing is I'm actually taking my compass point to point, make an arc there, somewhere out in the open here. So I'm going to do that here. I'm going to take my compass and make an arc, and then do the same thing from this other side. Take my compass and make an arc. So I'm taking my compass, make an arc, take my compass and make an arc from N. And notice I've got a new point there. So I'm going to call that P for point. And last but not least, I'm going to connect my line through that point. And that looks like I cut that angle in half. It does look like this angle here is about the same size of that angle. These two angles look about the same size. That's called a perpendicular bisector. So why must the compass be width larger than half if I'm going to make a perpendicular bisector? If I don't go larger than half, then I'm not going to cross. I'm just going to make circles on a line that don't meet, and I need lines to meet. I need lines to meet to make the line, to make the new line perpendicular. Okay. Last one, it says, model with mathematics, the sides of a roof meet at a 120-degree angle. A strip of wood extends down from the vertex so that it bisects the angle. Okay. So the two sides meet at a 120-degree angle. A strip of wood extends down from the vertex, so that it cuts the angle in half. Okay. So there's my roof of my house, and I just drew a little diagonal. And it looks like if that cut it in half, that would be 60 and that would be 60. Cool. Check out our next video for lesson 1.3.